are supplies to flock our tree, and I got this, but it says SnoFlock, so let's go with that. A plastic cover and a strainer with big holes. Hello guys, my name is Kiki and let's jump into today's project. Okay, this is what we are getting started with. This is how my tree is looking. As you can see, I tried some spray paint on it to make it flock, but it didn't work. So that's why we are flocking it. Now, let me show you my tree. It's a 7.5 foot tree. It's a full tree and I have 2 pounds to flock it. So we have to make that last. This is how it's looking before, and I got inspired by Do It on a Dime. She flocked a tree and I fell in love with the technique, so I had to give it a try. I have tried SnoFlock before and now I want to try it on my tree. So the first step is to disassemble your tree. Yeah, I know, but you have to assemble it first so you can fluff the branches and then disassemble it. Now this is how it's looking, and now I'm gonna remove it so I can prep my floor. And for that, we're gonna take a plastic cover, as you see me here, and we're gonna spread that plastic cover all over our floors, because I'm not doing this outside, I'm doing it inside. So that's why we have to take care of our surfaces as better as we can. And as you can see, I'm just placing my plastic all over the floor so I don't get flocking anywhere instead of the tree and that plastic. After we do that, we're gonna bring back our tree, the bottom part of it, and then we're gonna start getting it wet. For that, I'm gonna get a spray bottle filled with water, and I'm gonna start getting it wet just by spraying it all around. We want to get those branches damp. So you have to go all around your tree, or your bottom part of your tree, with your spray bottle. And as you can see, I'm not speeding this part up because I want you to actually see the process. This is a really nice, simple and easy process. Last time that I used SnoFlock, I don't know what happened, but I didn't have a nice experience because it's not cheap and also it gets everywhere. But this time that I used plastic and I took my time and I put on some Christmas music, it was so much fun. And as you can see, I poured my flocking powder in my strainer on top of my tree so that flocking gets on the tree instead on the floor. So I did that, and now I'm adding my powder to my tree, and then I'm coming back with my sprayer, spraying my branches. And what that does is activate the glue on the flocking powder so it stays glued to your branches. And as you can see, I'm going all around my tree. You don't have to be perfect in this part, because as you go up in your tree, snow will fall back to that part. So you will have to keep on spraying water so all of that snow stays there, because that's what Mother Nature does. She flocks, or it snows from the top, and the biggest chunks of snow will stay on the bottom. So we are trying to recreate that look. That's why I started really light on the bottom part. As you can see here, I'm getting dirty. And I started light on that part to move on to the top tier and make it heavier as I go. Now I'm spraying lots of water on top of that SnoFlock powder to get it to stick to the branches. We're gonna go all around spraying all the branches, the top one and the bottom ones, so that glue activates and it gets really nicely adhered to your tree branches. And guess what? I'm loving this. Look at that. It's looking so snowy. This is part of the Inspire DIY Challenge hosted by Elena from Elena Jenkins DIY. and Elizabeth from Dandysoap DIY. In the description box down below, you're gonna find a link to the playlist and to both of their channels so you can go and check them out and also check out what everyone else came up with this month for the Inspire DIY Challenge. Now for our second tier, what we're gonna do is we're gonna spray it really nicely as we did with the bottom part. We're gonna spray it with water all around. And as you can see, I have my strainer because my son wanted it. He wanted to play with my strainer. So I have to keep it really close. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the bag and pouring my flocking powder on it while I have my strainer on the tree because I don't want to lose any of that beautiful flocking powder. I have only 2 pounds, so we have to make them last. So what I'm doing is I'm just straining that on top of my tree. And as you can see, I don't have a rhyme or reason for that. But I just want it to be really flocked inside and out of the tree. But I'm focusing on the tips of the tree because we want to recreate what Mother Nature does when she flocks the trees. So as you can see, I will continue flocking all around, and then what I do is I come back with my sprayer and spray on top of the flocking powder. After we add it, we add a good spray of that water, just like that, and then we move on to another place, flock like this, and add more water. That's what we're gonna do all around our tree, but I wanted to show you that this is the simplest, most fun flocking method I have tried. I thought the spackling was fun, but this one, oh, I'm in love. I want to flock everything in my home. And I flocked almost everything just doing it by right now on the inside of my home. So we're gonna continue flocking, and after we flocked everything, I'm coming back with my spray bottle and spraying all around my tree. So I make sure that everything got wet so the glue on the flocking powder activates. And this is how it's looking. As you can see, I focused my flocking on the tips just to recreate that effect that we can see on actual snow trees. And this is how it's looking. I'm so in love with this. Do it on a dime just motivated me to do this beauty, and I can't thank her enough because look at this. I'm in love. And now I'm gonna go to the top. I waited an hour because you have to wait an hour between layers. I waited an hour, and now I have my strainer and I'm doing everything, and I'm pouring my flocking powder, and now I'm gonna start flocking the top of my tree. And many tutorials don't have this part because it involves a ladder. It involves the most uncomfortable way to flock, and that involves lots of flocking powder in your face, in your eyes, in everything. Because as soon as you go to the top of the tree, things change. Now you're gonna get flocking everywhere. But bear with me, this is fun. I had lots of fun just by listening to some music. And as you can see, I'm just trying to clear up the powder from my face, and then I come back with my water and spray it really nicely. Then I'm gonna continue flocking that place. I wanted to give a good look on that top part of the tree, so I have to flock a lot. But I had my music and I'm having so much fun while doing this. So I continue flocking until I cover everything as much as I want on the top of my tree, and I continue spraying when I add the flocking powder. Now, let's chat. This is how it's looking. This is how I am looking. But the 2 pounds, as you can see, took almost everything in my tree and flocked it. And I love the look, so what else can I say? SnoFlock, it's a win situation. I'm loving it. Look at that. Okay, too much flocking on me. And this is how my tree turned out with only 2 pounds of flocking. I think it looks beautiful. If you want a heavier flocked look, you can find the 5-pound bag on Amazon or eBay. Amazon won't deliver to my home, so I had to go with eBay. And I bought the 2 pounds because I wanted a lighter flock effect. But as you can see, it's not so light. It's looking pretty flocked. But this is how it's looking. Remember that in the description box below, I'm going to leave you the link so you can go and check what everyone else came up with, and also the links to both of our challenge hosts. I just want to take this opportunity to thank them for bringing us this awesome challenge. I love how my tree turned out. And also, if you like this one, give me a thumbs up. If you love modern farmhouse, boho decor, and lots of silly jokes, subscribe because that's what I do here. Take care. Bye-bye.